Her family festivities up in York sounded a much more raucous affair than my cosy, food-laden one in Birmingham, but we'd both returned to the reality of winter in London with the New Year blues. I threw my love-at-first-sight sob story into the pity pot and then immediately wished I hadn't. It's not that I don't trust Sarah with my story, it's more that from that second forth she has become even more obsessed with finding him again than I am, and I'm quietly going crazy over him. Which one? I frown at the sea of people, mostly the backs of unfamiliar heads. She screws her nose up as she pauses to work out how to distinguish her guy from my scrutiny. There, in the middle, next to the woman in the blue dress. I spot her more easily. Her poker-straight curtain of white blonde hair catches the light as she throws her head back and laughs up at the guy beside her. He's about the right height. His hair looks similar, and there is a jolting familiarity to the line of his shoulders in his dark shirt. He could be anyone, but he could be busboy. The more I look at him, the more sure I am that the search is over. I don't know, I say, holding my breath because he's as close as we've come. I've described him so many times, Sarah probably knows what he looks like more than I do. I want to inch closer. In fact, I think I've already started inching. But then Sarah's hand on my arm stills me because he's just bent his head to kiss the face off the blonde, who instantly becomes my least favourite person on the planet. Oh God, I think it's him. No! This isn't how it's supposed to happen. I've played out variants of this scene every night as I close my eyes, and it never, repeat, never ends like this. Sometimes he's with a crowd of guys in a bar, other times he's alone in a cafe reading, but the one thing that never happens is he has a girlfriend who he snogs to within an inch of her shimmery blonde life. Shit, Sarah mutters, pressing my wine into my hand. We watch as their kiss goes on, and on. Geez, do these people have no boundaries? He's copping a thorough feel of her backside now, wildly overstepping the mark for a busy bar. Decency, people, Sarah grumbles. He's not your type after all, Lou. I'm crestfallen. So much so that I pour the entire glass of chilled wine down my throat and then shudder. I think I want to go, I say, ridiculously close to tears. And then they stop kissing and she straightens her dress and he murmurs something in her ear and then turns away and walks straight towards us. I know instantly. He brushes right past us and I almost laugh with giddy relief. Not him, I whisper. Not even very much like him. Sarah rolls her eyes and blows out a breath she must have been holding in. Jesus, thank fuck for that. What a sleaze dog. Do you know how close I came to tripping him up just now? She's right. The guy who just sauntered past us was high on his own self-importance, wiping the girl's red lipstick from his mouth on the back of his hand with a smug, satisfied grin as he made for the loo. God, I need another drink. The search for busboy is 3 months old. I better find him soon or I'm going to wind up in rehab. Later, back at Delancey Street, we kick off our shoes and flop. I've been thinking, Sarah says, crashed out on the other end of the sofa to me. There's this new guy at work. I think you might like him. I only want busboy, I sigh, costume drama melodramatic. But what if you find him and he's a twat, she says. Our experience in the bar earlier obviously hit home for her too. You think I should stop looking? I ask, lifting my heavy head off the arm of the sofa to stare at her. She flings her arms wide and leaves them there. Just saying you need a contingency plan. In case he's a twat. She raises her thumbs, probably because it's too much effort to raise her head. He could be an A-class top-drawer super knob, she says. Or he could have a girlfriend. Or, Christ, Lou, he could even be married. I gasp. Actually gasp. No way, I splutter. He's single, and he's gorgeous, and he's somewhere out there waiting for me to find him. I feel it with all the conviction of a drunk woman. Or maybe he's even looking for me. Sarah props herself up on her elbows and stares at me, her long red waves the worse for wear and her mascara end of the night smudged. I'm just saying that you, might have unrealistic expectations, and we, need to proceed with more caution, that's all. I know she's right. My heart almost stopped beating in the bar earlier. We look at each other, and then she pats my leg. We'll find him, she says. It's such a simple gesture of solidarity, but in my boozy state it brings a lump to my throat.